Hey, what's up guys, Wagner Reviews back with another review video, and today we are going to be reviewing the highly anticipated Childish Gambino new album, 3:15:20. And, I mean, come on, Childish Gambino, come on. So, we've been waiting for this album since 2018, right? Since 2018, and, I mean, just so highly anticipated. You're gonna drop an album, and he's dropped a lot of creativity over the past few years, and because the internet and Awaken My Love, but Awaken My Love at least had some standard tracks on it. This is going all out, weird synths, weird vocal tuning, but I mean, it doesn't work on this. It doesn't work on this record. And I mean, Ariana Grande, okay, you can get some credit for Ariana Grande on this track. I'll give you that she made it at least more light, but I mean, what is your motive here? What, to make an album that's creative, that we haven't seen before? We've seen new wave neo soul stuff before. We saw it last year a ton. We saw it so much because rappers like to do this as a new theme, and to just do this again feels like it's really boring, and you know, I've gotten used to it. But I mean, gosh, I really wanted this album to be good. I listened to it straight on repeat for about 5 hours this morning, and can't get 12:38 out of my head, the one with 21 Savage. At least it's catchy. I mean, at least it stays in your head. But I mean, it not to be like really disrespectful to Childish Gambino right here, but it's Lil Xan catchy. Like, I don't want that crap in my head right now. I don't want it. But I've been listening to it so much that my head's filled with it, because I wanted it to be a good record. I wanted to find something that I could be happy about on this record. I just don't see that happening. I guess that points for creativity. I don't know. Just really not a good LP at all. I mean, and I feel bad on I feel bad on I forget what it's called. I think it's 2419. I feel so bad for the piece of paper he's beating into the floor with his fist. That's not drums. It's a piece of paper. The beat down drums on this, I mean, it can sound good sometimes on artists, you know, on their tracks, on their LPs. You can make an EP of this and I would be fine with it. But come on, you can't make your whole album based off of the idea you had for Redbone, which is essentially neo soul pop music. But I mean, just bringing 21 Savage into the mix on 12:38, and then just having those weird, for some reason not needed at all, beat down drums on 24:19. And on Time, Ariana Grande, she's needed there, obviously. It's dreadfully obvious that you need a better artist to sing on that song. And I'm not saying that Childish Gambino isn't in his prime right now, because he could be making better stuff. But the fact that it's so painfully obvious that this album and these tracks are so bad that you need an artist like Ariana Grande to revive you, it's just... And another thing, can you give Ariana some feature credits, for God's sake? She did your whole song. She made your song good, right? Ariana Grande had a nice tone in that song, and it fit together well with Ariana Grande. If Ariana Grande made that single, it'd probably be 7 to 8 out of 10 from me. I would review that single right off the bat, and I'd give her a 7 or 8. The instrumental is fine. Stop adding weird vocal tuning to your voice. Your voice is fine the way it is, and we've seen that on This Is America. We've seen that on so many of your older tracks, and even if you do want to use vocal tuning, okay, use vocal tuning then. But please, 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 please do not use this vocal tuning. It sounds like an old man tried to put auto-tune on his voice. That's what it sounds like. You don't want your album sounding like an old man with auto-tune on his voice. But anyway, I mean, just I could compare this to any one of the tracks on Igor, and it would be so much worse for so many reasons. And if I weren't a music reviewer right now and I didn't focus that much on the tracks, I would think that some of these songs are identical to Igor. What's the difference, Logan? What's the difference, Logan? But the difference is that Childish Gambino, he's taking hold of a thing that's been popular for 2 years now, and he's making it so that it looks like he's doing something new. And that's just not appealing to me at all. And I mean, I was excited to hear this album when it first came out. I saw the white cover art, just white, and immediately I was like, oh no. And when I saw that the first track was labeled 000, I knew that the creativity was not going to be good. And it wasn't. He just placed a bunch of random loops throughout the songs. In time, at the end, I think he goes on for another minute or so, just with random loops that didn't need to be used, that sounded really ugly, and that were unnecessary, especially at the end of a track, right? Make that into a new song. You have new ideas, obviously, so don't add it onto the end of the song. And this album is barely 1 hour. I'd like to see more from Childish Gambino in the future. That being said, this album made me not want to see more from him in the future. And I know This Is America was a big hit, and you wanted that not to overtake the album, which it obviously would have. But come on, you put Feels Like Summer on this thing, which it's okay, probably a 5 out of 10 for me. I mean, it's not the best track ever. This Is America is a really good track. You should have that on here. And with that being said, that not being on here is like this. See, here's a weird, very weird analogy that I'm going to give to you right now. So, basically, he's building this album like he's making a peanut butter sandwich. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay, bear with me, because this is a really weird reference. But look, right now, he's building an album, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But right now, he's the kid at the lunch table that, if you cut the crust off, that's him putting This Is America on the album. And if you cut the crust off, it's less likely to fall through because you're eating it from the middle. Okay, this is a really weird analogy. Just stick with me. But if you hold it by the crust, which he did, the peanut butter and the jelly, the peanut butter, let's say, is the weird sense, or the jelly is a weird sense, and the peanut butter is keeping, and the jelly needs to keep up with that, but the jelly is features, right? Ariana Grande and 21 Savage, unneeded features, right? Well, when you put that all together, you left the crust on. The bread wasn't solid, the foundation wasn't solid for the album because of what artists have been doing for a couple of years already, neo soul music, and you've already done it before too, and it's nothing new to us from you or from anyone. That's just basically the bread and how solid it is. It's not solid. You're holding it by the crust. The jelly is too much because it's random synths and features. Peanut butter is creativity and good tracks. No, it's not even. The jelly is too much and the bread isn't solid. Sandwich falls through, and that's what this album is. 2 out of 10.